All right, y'all. So let's talk about it. Check this out. All right, y'all. So last night was LSU versus USC, where USC got the dub 27-20. But majority of this game, it was a lot of back and forth. It was literally a defensive struggle. But let's really talk about the elephant in the room. It's really the two quarterbacks. Here they go. This is USC's quarterback who backed up Caleb Williams before he went pro, Miller Moss. Miller Moss actually did a damn good job last night. Now, the way you see how the game played out, like I say, it was more like a defensive battle back and forth because Lincoln Riley is like 2-7 against Power Five schools. It's even said last night. And he went against, the smart-minded but hot-headedness of Brian Kelly of LSU. This is Miller Moss's stat line. It didn't look like he did a lot, but check the stat line out. It's actually going to shock you. Check this out. Miller Moss went 27 of 36 for 378 and 1 touchdown, quarterback rating 79.2. See, the stat line looks phenomenal, but when you watch the game last night, you think he ain't did a damn thing, but the stat line proved otherwise. Now, you ask yourself, BPS, what does this add up to do? What does this have to do with anything? Well, you know how LSU is pretty much, I wouldn't say the favorites in the SEC because there's a lot of teams that added to SEC, such as Texas and OU that actually joined. And you got Mizzou. I'm not going to mention Florida. I'm not going to mention Vanderbilt. I'm not going to mention Kentucky. But Tennessee. So today they're talking about LSU may be the 6th, 7th best team behind Georgia, Alabama, Missouri, Texas, I hate to say OU, and Tennessee. But the reason why I say, what does that do anything? Y'all know who this quarterback is. This the running back. I'm going to show you who the quarterback at LSU who backed up Jaden Daniels, who's the number two overall pick to the Washington Commanders. Hold on. This guy right here, fellow gentlemen, is Garrett Newsomer, whatever how you say his last name. I hate to butcher his name. Y'all already know who Brian Kelly is. This was his stat line last night, and you wouldn't believe he threw this as well because when you looked at the game last night, it looked like he didn't really do anything because Lacey, who was next to Malik Neighbors, who went pro to the Giants, you thought he was gonna duplicate what Jaden Daniels did in his Heisman winning season. But last night it didn't prove like that. But look at the stat line that he did. Check this out. Garrett went 29 of 38, 304, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, which was I think the last 50 seconds of the game when he threw a pick. Quarterback ratings 88.1. He had a higher QBR than Miller Moss. But here it goes. Now you ask yourself, why did you give us this stat line? Why did you get a breakdown of this? Comes down to this. Lincoln Riley just joined USC, joined the Big Ten with Oregon. And the Big Ten got heavy hitters. LSU has been a laughingstock, even though they had Jaden Daniels, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, who is now with the Washington Commanders. You in the powerful conference of the SEC, they're the standard. They set the standard. So both of y'all had something to prove. LSU has something to prove post Jaden Daniels era. Can they actually duplicate even a better season with his backup that learned behind him, as well Coach Brian Kelly? Can he outdo what he did in the West? Even though Georgia is pretty much the standard of college football, blase in the SEC. USC Lincoln Riley post Caleb Williams. For Caleb Williams, can he have a good season in a new conference in the Big Ten? And you see this, right? And I'm saying both had something to prove, and luckily USC actually pulled out the victory with the last second running touchdown, which I think it had 15 seconds left. They actually ran it in. But to me, this is what it proves. USC is not gonna do nothing in the Big Ten. They'll be lucky if they get to 500. You're going against Michigan. You're going against they got to play Notre Dame. That's already a rivalry. You got Nebraska. You got Iowa. You got Penn State. You got the Ohio State. You still got to play Oregon, who they got a lot to prove. And this is just 1 week throughout the whole college football week, about 12, 13 weeks, minus the college football playoff. With LSU to prove, which I already think was so, Brian Kelly got to prove, can he beat Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin? Can he do Alabama with their post Nick Saban era? Kirby Smart, can he beat Steve Sarkisian in Texas? Can he go to Norman? Norman come to them and can they beat the Sooners? Florida is just a laughingstock because they got demolished by the U. Missouri with Lutheran and their quarterback, they're pretty damn good. LSU has a lot on their plate, and they can improve. So luckily, USC proved it with the first game, but guess what? You got 11 more games to go. Can USC prove they can belong in the Big Ten against other powerhouses? And can LSU actually take this loss and actually build up on it and actually be a better squad for the weeks to come? Because if not, both of them teams will be fraudulent and they're frauds. Let me know in the comment section what you think about USC and LSU game. Plus, I'm gonna do a green screen of the top 25 once the AP come out, and I'm gonna tell y'all who's fraud and who's not. Plus, my outtake, my talk. Well, I'm not gonna do the Clemson Georgia talk. Everybody did Clemson and Georgia with Dabo Swinney and the whole transfer portal thing. And I think once he loses the ACC, they're gonna fire Dabo after this, and I'm glad they're gonna get rid of Dabo because Clemson is trash with Dabo. Ever since Trevor Lawrence, he hasn't learned how to actually recruit and actually use the transfer portal to his advantage. But it's your boy here, man, BPS content creator. Peace.